Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a review on the brand new, it's upside down, on the brand new ColourPop You Had Me at Hello palette. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in today. So like I said earlier, we're doing a review on this brand new ColourPop palette. Here are the shades right here. If you are excited to see what I think about this palette and how I got this eye look, then keep watching. But before we get into that, make sure to follow me on my social medias. I'll leave them on the screen right now. And if you didn't know, I have one giveaway going on right now. It is a Tarte Toasted palette giveaway. I'll put that on the info card right up here, and it will also be linked in the description box down below. This Tarte Toasted palette is open until Monday of next week, so the 13th. Definitely make sure to enter that if you haven't already, but I'm just gonna quit blabbing, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. Okay, before we get started, let's address the elephant in the room. I don't have eyelash extensions anymore, so I look like a bald baby, basically. I have really blonde, flat, and short eyelashes, but my eyelashes need a break, and plus I wanted to get more into mascara, and also I kind of wanted to jump into false lashes. I've actually never worn false lashes before, so it definitely will be more of a trick, and I haven't bought any, so I can't use them yet, but I wanted to start adventuring into that area, so I will be taking quite a long break, I think. I could be wrong, I think, from lash extensions. So here's the palette we are reviewing today. This is You Had Me at Hello by ColourPop. This is a brand new palette by ColourPop. It has a mirror, which is the first ColourPop like pressed eyeshadow palette that has a mirror in it. I have to be perfectly honest with you guys. The two palettes that they were releasing kind of just didn't really give me a ton of inspiration, but you know I love reviewing ColourPop palettes. You guys know how much I love ColourPop. You know it's one of my top 5 favorite brands ever in makeup ever. I love what they stand for, what they do. I love what they produce. High quality makeup for a good price. I just look at this and nothing really strikes me. Like maybe a few of the shimmers, but none of the mattes hit me with anything really. Like none of these mattes, I don't know. And the other one they released also was just not my jam, but I really wanted to pick this one up because it has a mirror, and I love mirrors, and I hope they include them in the rest of their palettes to come. But I think I've talked enough, so let's go ahead and try and create a look with this palette. I will give you guys my final thoughts and review as we're going, but also at the end just give you, final thoughts because they're final. At the end, final. I'm gonna start by taking this shade right here. It is called 2 Peas. I'm just going to dust this all across the transition area. Just in case you're wondering, there was a little bit of kickback, but that is pretty normal in ColourPop palettes just because they are pretty pigmented, but not anything like all the drama we've seen recently with kickback. Honestly, there's barely any. Like, truly barely any. Just enough to make you know that this is pigmented. Okay, now that that is laid down in the transition, I'm gonna take this shade right here, which I believe is called Pulling Strings. We're gonna use this to deepen up the crease. For some reason that brush is acting a little weird, so I'm gonna take a different brush. Just took a little bit more of the first transition shade we used, and I'm just sweeping it across the transition area to help blend out the shade we used in the crease. So now I'm gonna take this bronzy shade right here called Fool's Rush, and I'm just going to sweep this across the lid. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the shade we used in the crease and just blend out the shade we put on the lid just with that shade into the crease. So there's just a smooth, even transition with the two. And then I'm just packing a little bit more of Fool's Rush onto the center because some of it was swept away. This is a really pretty shade, and to be honest with you, I feel like I don't really have anything super like it because it's almost like a pinky toned bronze, but it's not a copper. Like I don't know how else to describe it. Like it's a pinky toned bronze without being a copper or without being like a rose gold. Does that make sense? So now I'm gonna take this shade right here called Moonstruck, and we are gonna lay this down on the inner third area to really brighten things up and just kind of like gently blend it into the Fool's Rush shade that we have down across the lid. Taking more of Fool's Rush, I'm just blending the shade we put down called Moonstruck, and I'm blending it with Fool's Rush, just so we have like a super even, smooth, beautiful gradient between the light gold to the bronzy shade. For the lower lash line, I'm taking that first transition shade we used called Two Peas, and I'm just kind of like sweeping it along. I'm not being precise or anything. Then I'm gonna take Pulling Strings, which is that shade we used in the crease, and I'm just going to keep this more onto the outer third and more precise than the first shade we used on the lower lash line. This palette does not have a white or bone color shade that is matte for highlighting the brow bones. I'm gonna jump into another palette, but it does have a highlight shade that you can use as a shimmer highlight, so I'm gonna use this after I matte highlight my brow bone. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm gonna take this shade called The Knot, and let's highlight. Ooh, that's pretty. And that's really highlighty. Almost has a blue undertone, so it doesn't necessarily match my eyeshadow since this ended up being more of a warm look, but it does highlight the brow bone. Okay guys, I'm gonna apply some mascara and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay guys, so final thoughts on this palette. I would say it blended just as well as the previous palettes. It has a lot of pigmentation to it. I didn't have any troubles blending or getting pigment or getting anything on my brush. It all packed really well onto my eyes. I still don't think this is gonna be a favorite of mine. I just don't really draw any inspiration from these colors. If you guys do, that's amazing. Like, I'm really happy for you because this is a really incredible palette with really great quality eyeshadows and an awesome mirror. So you can't really go wrong. It's just not gonna be my jam. I do hope that they continue to come out with palettes that have mirrors in them because that's something I definitely look for in a palette. The other bummer is that there was no matte white or bone shade for highlighting the brow bone, but I can always hop into another palette for that. I just wanted to mention that though because that's something that does matter to me. It's not gonna necessarily keep me from buying a palette, but it does matter to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I do get a little upset if it's not in a palette. Other than that, I didn't have any issues. Like I was saying earlier, I had no issues with this palette. I think it's a really awesome palette. I just don't vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. These two shades that I use, the gold and this pinky bronze, they're stunning and I really like them. So I do see myself reaching into these palette for those two again. But like as far as the matte shades and the other shimmer shades, I just really don't see myself reaching into this palette again. For that, I probably wouldn't purchase this again if I like could redo it. But as I was saying earlier, if these colors really reach vibe with you, like they scream at you, then get this freaking palette because it's really good quality and awesome mirror. Anyways, I'm saying the same things over and over again. I will finish it off with this. Really great palette, wonderful pigmentation, easy to blend, just not my thing. So if these colors are your thing, get it. Okay, because it's a really good palette. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up down below. Click that little thumbs up button. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I post 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have one giveaway going on right now. It is the Tarte Toasted Palette giveaway. And I'll put that link down below in the description box, so make sure to check that out if you haven't entered already. But anyways guys, I love you very much. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Don't let the tide come and wash us away. Don't let the tide come and take me. I just want a safe place.